Welcome back, class. Today's episode is part 3 of my 12-part series on how to open a new tab in Google on DuckDuckGo. And we're just going to dive right in. Real quick, remember to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Thanks, bye. So this is going to be a pretty quick review on this paper. We're going to move through each topic, just briefly mention what needs to be said and move on, seeing as it's a really long paper. So with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and skip the intro. It really doesn't seem that interesting. Abstract. I want you guys to note how the author says specifically twice. This is a reference to good writing, but to make it a little more appealing to a larger audience, we're going to replace both specificallys with like and as. Just like that. Okay. And it is important to clarify that each sheet of paper will be discussing the topics and not just this one. So this paper, you should definitely write these papers with an S right there. Looking at the rest of this. Oh, based? No. You cannot have any buzzwords. That subtracts points. Oh, here's another example of this paper. Gotta write these. You're gonna lose points otherwise. The rest of the opening looks pretty good, so we're just gonna move on. Alright. Introduction and threat landscape. So, as you see here, the student does a great job at establishing the main antagonist of our story. Right there. They use words like the and like and as. So I don't see much else wrong with this paragraph besides just like a couple punctuation mistakes, but you know, that's pretty easily fixed. I'm just gonna go ahead and fix them, fill them in now. Okay, wait. No, yeah, here. Okay, there we go. So with abbreviations, such as IC right here, it's important to include the whole name in the abbreviation. So we're just going to change that to the TUSIC, just like that. And, you know, while we're at it, that's how you do it. There you go. This is clear, concise, and makes it easier for the reader to understand. This seems to be the biggest issue with this essay thus far. I don't quite know why the author started in the middle of a sentence. That immediately disqualifies this paragraph from the ranking. I don't really know what they were thinking with this one, so I'm just gonna write a couple question marks. There we go. Anyways, the evolution of Putin's revisionist foreign policy. This one's going to be good. An examination of Russia's aggressive foreign policy under Vladimir Putin reveals a migration from deniable gray zone operations to full-scale overt conventional warfare. This evolution came into full effect during the late 2000s as the Kremlin began re-establishing a sphere of influence over former Soviet states. The 2008 invasion of Georgia indicated Moscow's willingness to alter internationally recognized borders through military means and halt the integration of neighboring states into Westernized institutions / alliances. This is what we like to see. A lot of great, juicy detail packed into one paragraph. Clear, concise, get straight to the point. This one gets an A+. Just like that. Did anyone else hear what he just said? Says the Kremlin, says the Kremlin. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Let's Play video. Today, we're playing Donkey Kong Country, a classic. We're just gonna jump straight into it. Remember, like, subscribe, hit all the buttons. You know the shebang. Before we jump into the real game, I just want to show off how cool the pixel art looks on these world map screens. Like, I don't really know if any other game was doing it like this back then. Anyways, jumping straight in, if you guys haven't played this game before, I highly advise it. You need to. Stop watching this video and go play it. That being said, I personally have never beat it. I primarily played the GBA port when I was like 5, so inherently I was bad at the game, so I didn't make it very far. I'm gonna try and grab as much of the extras and secrets as I can, including that balloon right there. Balloons act as lives in this game, so getting as many of those as we can will definitely be a good idea. If you take a look in here though, we'll see Donkey Kong has lost all his bananas. What a shame. But that's why we're here. Gotta catch them all, as they say. So if we throw the barrel, we get Diddy Kong. I think this is the first time he ever shown up. Like, ever. I think Rare was the ones who developed him. But just running around, jumping on all the heads. Similar stuff to Mario. But if you look and see the models, they look kind of blurry. But the reason behind that is because Rare, excuse me, Donkey Kong, Rare made 3D models of the characters and then scanned them into 2D images for the game. I personally think that's really interesting. We got this guy. Jump on him with Donkey Kong. Kill him right away. But if we switch to Diddy, you jump on him. He's too little. He can't do it. But that's why we got barrels. Never mind. Alright. So if you collect the 4 letters that are scattered throughout each level, you also get a bonus life. If you guys can guess what it spells, you get a cookie. I don't know. But I'm gonna be quiet for a second so you guys can hear the music in this game, because it is awesome. Anyways, we're just gonna keep going. So what we got here, step on the crate, we get Rambi. Now, I'm not an expert. I don't know all the names of the animals, but I know for sure this one's Rambi. And he's good at finding secrets, just like this one. Alright, there we go. That's all 4 letters. You see, yeah, got an extra life. Now, this first level is honestly really short, so we already made it to the end. We're just gonna keep going. I don't know how many levels I'm trying to play per episode, but we're just gonna see how far I can get without dying. I think that's a good stopping point. When I was younger, this level actually kind of terrified me. I don't know why. I guess it was just the rain. But I distinctly remember not liking the armadillos. I could not tell you why. Anyways, the rain is so cool. What? Okay. Good thing we got a barrel right there. I do remember liking this though, and I still think it's cool. What they were able to shove into this game is pretty insane. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Super Nintendo cartridges only have like 16 megabytes or something like that. So I'm just a liar. They had sizes ranging from 0.23 megabyte to around 4 megabyte. How awesome. Alright, well hopefully in editing I put the answer, but if not, then let's pray I'm right. Alright, I think we're getting near the end of the level now, but so far it's already been a pretty considerable jump in difficulty. Yeah, here we go. Oh my god. Cranky. Good old Cranky Kong.
I just gave my last barrel.
Never mind.
They can't keep this level of graphics up for much longer. We used to be lucky if we got 3 shades of gray, let alone any real colors. We used to
shower you with coconut cream pie.
Okay.
Ooh, I remember loving the cave song. I'm gonna let you guys hear it. Okay, I don't quite remember why I liked it so much, but still pretty good. When I think of Donkey Kong, I think of shit. Okay. Here we go. Sorry for rambling for so long. Oh. Well, like I said, first death. We're gonna cut it there. Anyways, stay tuned. Episode 2. Hopefully we're gonna try and get through the rest of World 1. I don't quite remember how many worlds there are in this game, but we'll see. Alright, remember, like, subscribe, you know the deal. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. See ya! So this essay's kind of obsolete now, so I would advise changing that so it appeals to a larger audience. But anyways, on to the grade. In truth, this essay would have scored much higher if the information wasn't so outdated. Donkey Kong clearly has the Kremlings under control, so, you know, I went ahead and gave it a D. Okay? Sound good? Alright, see you guys. Hey, wait. Why isn't the video over yet? D. Okay? Wait,
D.
no.
D.
You
D.
already know it. We're back at it again, playing some more Donkey Kong. This time, we got Diddy's Kong Quest, the sequel to Donkey Kong Country. And if you thought the first game was legit, you're not ready. So we're just gonna get right into it. One player. You know how it is. On a real note though, I do want to try and make this content creation thing more of a legitimate